Now, all of us want our children to be godly. We all want that. We want them to have godly wisdom. But the Bible says they'll pay a price. And what he's saying, they're going to pay a price because there's a generation that's gone before them that have missed too many visitations. And so we're raising a generation of people that don't know what it's like to be committed to God. They don't know what it's like to see visitations of God because we have pampered them and spoiled them so long that they have no hunger for God. I mean, listen, if you have little kids that get up on Sunday and they think, do we have to go to church today? Something's wrong in your house. Something's taken over. There's an alliance you have where the enemy has come in and he has taken over your divine moment. And then our kids grow up and we're wondering, these people in authority. You know, those folks in authority, many of them are our kids that grew up in an uncommitted house. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a generation that watched people that for some reason in the church, there was a season where churches just lost their fire. They lost their consecration. They lost their dedication. They lost their hunger for God. And there was a generation of kids that watched those mamas and daddies that just sort of got comfortable being a church and not being on fire for God. The fire left them, the faith left them, and their children are watching their non-commitment to God. And the earth is saying, we are yelling and screaming for a church to rise up. We're yelling and screaming, the Bible says, for the sons of God to appear. So when the church fails to make a statement, the whole universe will come unglued because it needs authority, and the authority, according to Jesus, it comes from the local church. And we have had a season where a lot of the generals have gone on home. And now there needs to be a blaze, there needs to be a fire, there needs to be a hunger, there needs to be a dedication and a consecration from a group of people that can set a standard. And because we haven't had that in years gone by, a whole generation have grown up and now they're in positions of authority. There are teachers and there are police officers and there are Congress people and they're sitting in place of authority, and we're wondering, why don't they have the wisdom of God? Because they didn't see it in their generation. They saw a church that was comparing itself, complaining and cliquish and talking about people, and they missed their divine visitation. And a whole generation now is displaced. They don't know what it's like to be hungry for God. They don't know what it's like to see a miracle from God. All they know is mom and daddy went to church, but they had no fire, they had no dedication. Soccer practice was more important than church. Baseball practice is more important than the things of God. That's all they know. And they've seen a non-committed generation, and now we want them, who are adults now, to have God in them. Where are they going to get God if we didn't show them God? And the earth is saying, I'll roar, I'll shake, I'll blow, until the people of God stand up and raise a standard. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going on. The whole earth is recognizing what the church failed to recognize, that we're at a moment, we're at a season of a divine visitation. And the whole universe is saying, if you miss it, we won't miss it. If you won't scream, we'll scream. If you don't shake, we'll shake. If you don't clap, we'll clap. But this is our moment.